So to everyone's surprise, we ended up getting a brand new Zenkai unit in the form of OG Purple Vegeta. Way back when the game first came out. What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and I'm going to be discussing the news about the new Zenkai Vegeta, my thoughts and opinions on what I think of this particular unit, what he might be able to possibly do, and how he may end up being in this current meta. So if you guys enjoy liking this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more Legends content, and let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this new Zenkai unit. So this came out last night, about 9 hours ago at around midnight. And to everyone's surprise, I don't think this is the unit that everybody was kind of thinking was going to be coming out. Same with me. Like I was hoping that we would get the green, and I understand what everyone's like take on this is, but I was also part of the community that was also hoping for a brand new green unit to kind of counteract the Vegeta Blue meta. But I mean, it is what it is. They're going to do that. On the other hand, though, too, I'm actually very happy that, you know, the OG units from the very first banner. It's nice to have this Vegeta actually getting his Zenkai unit. And on the plus side, too, just in case you guys weren't aware, I don't know if I could pull it up here. There it is, yeah. So, like, it's going to be very similar to, like, this Red Trunks banner. If you guys have been paying attention to the news, if you guys have been actively playing, you guys know that they changed the Zenkai system around, so that way you were spending, like, maybe a third of what you would normally spend to get a fully Zenkai 7 unit, which is really good. I think it usually takes about maybe at most 7,000 crystals to maybe 8,000 to fully pull all the Z power you need to Zenkai 7. So it's nice that he's actually on that banner, and he's getting this brand new format. But obviously I know people are still like not okay with the system, especially since they took away the free Zenkai 1 missions. And just to reiterate on that before we start jumping into the unit itself, my stance on this has been kind of very backwards. You guys probably know of my problem with Zenkai video that I did several months ago, and my thoughts on what it did here. And in my opinion, it's nice that they are doing this kind of thing, that they changed around the Zenkai format drastically to the point where it's almost viable for people to summon on the Zenkai banners. Only because, you know, when you summon on an actual summon banner, there's always the potential to get shafted, right? But you know what you're getting with these. You know the kits that the Zenkais are going to be able to get, and you know the teams that these characters are going to be able to run on. So, depending on the unit and depending on what teams you run, it's almost more viable to actually pull for a Z7 unit as opposed to trying to press your luck to get the newest meta unit as well. I know a lot of people have got shafted with Vegeta Blue, so and we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, no, I'd say for someone like him, I think this is going to be very good change. So let's just jump into it real quick. I already pressed a little bit far into this. So Vegeta's Zenkai Awakening is coming. This blast from the past is finally getting a Zenkai Awakening. I like the pun game there. Vegeta's main and unique abilities, special skill, and special move arts will all increase his blast output. So we already knew that this Vegeta was like a blast powerhouse. And he was actually pretty relevant for the longest time when the game first came out, and obviously due to power creep, this guy has really fallen off the rails, so it's very nice to see the Prince of all Saiyans finally making his comeback in this. Now, in terms of the current meta, right? So if I go over here, in terms of the current meta, the problem being is that obviously we got Vegeta Blue here, right? Now, obviously he's got neutral type coloring, so obviously like Vegeta Blue is not going to be doing excessive damage. At least it's not another red unit, right? So, but the problem being with this meta is that this meta has become very strike oriented in the past several banners, whereas this Vegeta is going to be blast oriented. And with someone like Vegeta Blue, or Vegito Blue, Vegito Blue has blast armor. So that's already an issue there in of itself. He's going to be able to just power through your attacks and be able to land those hits. And especially when he's got the extra 2 cards being pulled, it's not really the most viable unit. But if you also look at, I believe like Kefla also has blast damage as well. Yeah, she's got blast armor as well. So you got Kefla in there as well doing that. I'm pretty sure Trunks doesn't have it. Yeah, Trunks doesn't have it. I don't think either of these two have it either. Does the new Goku have it at all? No, he does not. Okay. All right. Well, the main concerns is that Vegeta's kind of, or fusions are kind of running the meta right now. So, to have Vegito Blue, to have Kefla, even though Vegeta will have type advantage, she still has the blast armor, which is a bit tricky. You know, LOE, like, it's fallen off a little bit. LOE's fallen off a little bit, but obviously you got cards like, this, whose green cards are able to just blast through, you know, blast arts, and you're able to combo from the green cards from him, right? So, and then also like you got this Vegito, which just came back on the summon banners, as well, being type advantage with that. It's not. I'm saying they could easily put on worse units to get Zenkai awoken. They could have done something like, obviously, like this Goku Black. Even though Future could probably use a purple, Zenkai probably wouldn't be the worst thing either. But like this Goku Black is, in my opinion, not very good. He's okay at best. They could have done like Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, which Universe 6 doesn't really have a whole lot in terms of unit viability and team composition. So yeah, like it's not the best unit, but it's viable, I guess. So let's look into Vegeta's current kit real quick before we end this off. So let's see what he's able to do. So let's say, so obviously you need to have him at, you know, 7 stars to Zenkai on. Let's do him 5,000. Obviously stats probably need a little bit of an overhaul. That's my alarm going off, I'm sorry. Obviously defenses could obviously use a bit of a tinkering. Blast attack, surprisingly, is still pretty high, all things considering, especially with the age of this unit. So that's not a too bad attack stat for what he is. We can only see, I would probably imagine that when he gets his Zenkai and you fully soul boost this character, I would imagine that this will probably shoot upwards to maybe 260, 270. Because if we look at like, let's say for like Zamasu, right? Who's very blast oriented. We did this. We put him at 6 stars. Like, that's not bad. So you can already see that he's still like there. So maybe 260 is a little high in that regard. That's a little high in that regard, so I probably don't see that getting that high. Let's go back, take a look at this kit quick. So, as of right now, he draws Blast Art's card when he uses his main ability. He also does 50% to blast damage inflicted for 30 timer counts. I think that's relatively fine, personally. Maybe increase that just a little bit, but I don't think that really needs to change. Drawing an extra Blast Art card is not a bad idea either. Currently right now he's anti-Super Warrior and anti-Sun Family, so we just got that red Goku, right? And then we also had that Super Warriors banner to summon on the Super Warriors. So as of this video, this guy's Zenkai release, the Super Warrior meta is dead. It's already gone. There's no bouncing back from the Super Warriors with this guy now in play, which really sucks. Which also makes me kind of question what they're also thinking with that too. So I don't know. 20% I guess is okay. I don't know what other... I don't think they really need to change this in any way. Maybe add like an additional effect, but I don't think it really needs to change all that much. This, I think, is going to get the biggest change in impact. -5 to own Blast Art's card for 15 timer counts. That timer might probably get extended. Plus 30 to blast damage inflicted once 30 timer counts elapse. They might end up getting rid of that completely, and they may just make this like a static boost instead. It's kind of hard to tell, because it's really hard to tell what they could do with old units like this, just due to the fact that they are very outdated, and you kind of look at the compositions and kits for a lot of the modern day characters, right? And they got stuff like, you know, replace Vanish Gauge, they have restore Key, and that's the other aspect of it too. Like, obviously these are going to change in some capacity, and they might do something with like adding debuffs or something to like Blast or Strike in some capacity, and I don't really see this changing too much. They'll probably keep the Saiyan tag, they may keep the Frieza Force tag, and then they'll probably add on to it with the strength and purple units. So it'll strengthen purple Saiyans or purple Frieza Force. So it really just depends, and that would actually be really good for this first form Frieza too, if they were able to do that. And especially with this new Vegeta that just came out. So there's a lot of things they can end up doing with this. Again, I don't know if it's necessarily the card that we want. I don't know if it's necessarily the Zenkai that was needed. We still need that, either a Zenkai green or a brand new green, to really counteract the meta that's currently plaguing the game. But overall, I think this is fine. Depending on what his kit actually is, I will update everybody with what his kit is once it kind of comes out. But yeah, this is kind of looking like he could potentially be a good unit. We'll have to see. Again, I'll update everybody when he ends up coming out. But thank you guys for watching. I will let you guys know when that happens. And like I said, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more Legends content like this. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.